Friday, 10th of July. One moment it is Hitler, the next it is Ivan the Terrible. One moment it is the Inquisition, and the next war, pestilence, earthquake, or famine. Ultimately, what matters most is to bear the pain, to cope with it, and to keep a small corner of one's soul unsullied, come what may. I keep fretting and brooding and trying to do the most urgent daily chores as quickly as possible, and there is a knot inside that makes it hard to breathe, and I rack my brain and have to give up my studies for part of the morning, pace up and down the room, have a stomachache, and so on. And suddenly my confidence floods back. Later, when I have survived it all, I shall write stories about these times that will be like faint brushstrokes against the great wordless background of God, life, death, suffering, and eternity. Your worries leap on you like vermin. All right. So you have to do some scratching, and your looks suffer as a result. But in the end, you manage to shake them off. I shall treasure the short time I still have to stay here as one might a bonus, as a holiday. Lately, I've been going through life as if there were a photographic plate inside of me, making a foolproof recording of everything around me, down to the smallest detail. I am well aware of it. Everything is sharply outlined inside me. Later, much later perhaps, I shall develop and print it all. Must find a new tone to go with this new attitude to life. Silence ought to be kept until that tone is found. But I must try to find it, even while I speak. Complete silence won't do. It's just another form of escape. The transition from the old to the new tone must be observed in all its nuances. A hard day. A very hard day. We must learn to shoulder our common fate. Everyone who seeks to save himself must surely realize that if he does not go, another must take his place. As if it really mattered which of us goes. Ours is now a common destiny, and that is something we must not forget. A very hard day, but I keep finding myself in prayer, and that is something I shall always be able to do, even in the smallest space. Pray. And that part of our common destiny that I must shoulder myself. I strap it tightly and firmly to my back. It becomes part of me as I walk through the streets, even now. And I shall wield this slender fountain pen as if it were a hammer, and my words will have to be so many hammer strokes with which to beat out the story of our fate, and of a piece of history as it is and never was before. Not in this totalitarian, massively organized form, spanning the whole of Europe. Still, a few people must survive, if only to be the chroniclers of this age. I would very much like to become one of their number. S.'s quivering mouth when he said, "Adri and Dicky won't be allowed to bring me food anymore,"